When you want to take all those good greens and just do something different, the sesame, soy, garlic, ginger combination is the answer. Add buckwheat noodles, chopsticks, or a fork, and you're good to go. Ginger greens with buckwheat noodles. I came up with this dish last spring when fiddleheads were in season, baseball was on, and I was just looking to mix things up. And I have to say, it was so good that I make it all the time. Just roll in whatever greens are in season. It's that kind of dish, just roll with it. But start with buckwheat noodles. Buckwheat is also referred to as soba in Japan. You can see it on menus. It's a very, very special ingredient there. It's an art to make, and it is such a treat to have fresh, so use it. I have some sun-dried tomato buckwheat noodle as well, mixed in. It's a unique flavor, a little bit different. It's actually not a wheat at all, despite its name. Strangely a member of the sorrel family. There you go. Tip these into some boiling water. They won't take long because they're fresh. Just work them a little bit. And quickly, while this is happening, mix up a little sauce. Some soy, the foundation of so many good Japanese dishes. Mirin, which is basically a wine like sake in Japan, but it has a sweeter quality and not as much alcohol. And alcohol in cooking wine usually cooks off in the hot fry pan, so don't worry about that sort of thing if it's on your mind. This is rice wine vinegar, sort of cut through the sweetness, and sesame oil. Really nice and nutty flavor. Whisk together. All right, visit your noodles, see how they're doing. Yeah, I think they're ready, and if you're wondering a little bit, just take a bite. But remember that we're also going to cook them in a fry pan or a wok, whatever you've got, which will continue to cook them a little bit. So don't overdo it. They're a little starchy, so you could rinse them, or I'm going to just toss them with a little bit of this sauce to keep them from sticking together. Turn down your pan. Scoop your steaming hot noodles into a bowl and add half of this to the noodles. Yum. Smells delicious already. A little bit of vegetable oil in the fry pan. We're going to add garlic. Quickly saute it. Not give it a chance to get bitter. In an ideal world, you'll have all of these little ingredients all prepped ahead of time, so you can just stir fry. Life's not always like that. All right, so not too hot at this stage. Some ginger, just about half of that. Ginger is so good for you. I absolutely adore it, especially in tea with lemon and honey. There are some really interesting ginger graters on the market. I have a wooden one that I think comes from Japan. It sort of shreds it, but I'm just going with the knife today. There we go, every last bit. And some green onion. Treat green onions, the white part at least, just like an onion. And the tops are garnish. There one goes. I'm just going to slice these for garnish later. Put them aside. Get ahead of yourself. There we are. And some beautiful greens. I have Swiss chard and some beautiful bok choy. You can use kale or rainbow chard, asparagus. Imagine using fiddleheads. They just go in as they are. Just something sturdy that won't completely disintegrate when cooked. Give this a nice stir. to those sounds. Sounds fantastic. Okay, when everything is coated and glossy and just starting to wilt, I'm just going to create a little more action with the rest of the sauce and let that all bubble away and simmer together. Give it just one more little whisk. Lovely. Can't wait. So fast, so good. This is the stage where the alcohol in the mirin evaporates and all the good flavors are left behind. All right, select a plate. Silver, why not? It's the perfect dish when baseball's on, or any sport really. It's all about contrast. High-low, shabby chic. And the greens. Soak up all that good stuff. So pretty. Just picturing sitting in front of the television with this. Love it. And finish your dish with some black sesame seeds. How fancy is this? And some white sesame seeds. This is, of course, for color and crunch and flavor and pizzazz. Some green onions. And this dish is obviously crying out for red. Some red chopsticks. Silver gets so lonely in the cupboard. Just from time to time, bring it out. Serve some buckwheat noodles and just roll with the seasons. You can always use a fork if you struggle. So good.
Pull yourself out of the routine by infusing your typical pasta with the taste of Japan. Add black sesame seeds and suddenly you're fancy. I'm gushing. Buckwheat noodles with greens.